All right, what's going on, everybody? Just want to do a quick recap on a couple of my trades. One from yesterday, one from today. First one's PHBI. Um, this was difficult. I saw it as a break over 26.7-ish. This first kind of double top here, and hoping that it could come up and test this high here around 35. And go into this day here. So yeah, as you can see, the intraday just looks like crap, like just incredibly bad. Just the price action is just terrible. All these little gaps and spaces where there's just no trades being made, that's just awful. And then the way it just jumps up and like drops right back down, super illiquid. And I hate these kinds of stocks and how they trade like that. I need to see more volume. I need better price action. But I could just tell that this was finishing strong on the day yesterday, and decent volume. And I thought that we could start pushing past this 25, 26 level and start testing that 35. The only thing I really didn't like about it is all this overhead resistance. I mean, it's just got so much. There's just so many people who bought into this huge run up all up in here, and now they're all down on their position, and they're just selling into all these pops. That's why there's just so much selling pressure, and that's why it's so hard for the stock to continue to go higher. Even with all this volume down here, there's just so many sellers, so many bag holders keeping this down. So in hindsight, looking at it, it's just a terrible trade. It did go higher, it did push today, but it just still, the price action's terrible. It's not an ideal play whatsoever. This is just something to stay away from, and a good one to learn from too. Recognize this kind of price action, and just if you like that, if this is something that you're into and that you feel comfortable playing, then all for you. But it's just not for me. I can't stand this kind of price action. And I was just looking for more of like that big picture move, hoping that we would get a gap up or some kind of push into the morning. It just happened a little bit later in the day. And so yesterday when it was breaking high of day here, I was trying to buy on this dip down here. And or just when it was hanging around here. I mean, it's hard to even say that this is a dip because it just looks so crappy. But when it started to push and break high of day, I was just getting so much FOMO because I was just waiting for this to dip a little bit more towards VWAP in this 23 area, and couldn't do it. So it pushed up, broke high of day, but barely. And I bought at 26.1 right here. I sized up a little bit more than I wanted, than I should have. I just my emotions got the best of me here, and so yeah, I sized up bigger than I had wanted to. It came down a little bit more. I wish I would have been a little bit more patient. Finished fairly well. At least it didn't come back down to the 24, 23 area. I like how it was finishing strong. And then in the morning, it was gapping down to 23.6, I think it was, where the bid was at when it opened. And I was down like $230 unrealized, and I was just like, I just got to get the fuck out. I can't take any chances. If this washes out or something with a bigger position, I just can't do it. I just have to take my loss. It is what it is. I need to learn from it and just do better the next trade. You can't hold and hope that this is going to come back. Even though in this case, yeah, if I would have just held, and been okay with just, who knows, it would have blown up my account. Fuck, if this thing just washed out and kept going down, it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. You got to just cut your loss. I sold some. It got as soon as the market opened, it had a little push up to 27, and so I was able to sell some there at 27, but I didn't sell very much, and I sold some more at 26, and the rest at 24.5 or 25. So overall, it was like $130 loss. And so it sucks, but I mean, it could have been way worse. And knowing me, I would have sold somewhere down here at 23, instead of just being a little patient. But like I said, it's not worth holding and hoping. I didn't do what I wanted in the morning, so I just have to cut it. Yeah, so that's PHBI. Just look at the past history, recent runner, and now it's just trading all this volume down here. It's having a hard time breaking out because it's got all this overhead resistance. But I'm looking for an OTC. I really don't want any overhead resistance or just very little. They can run so much more like this did before it had all that overhead resistance. I mean, I guess it did have some overhead resistance, but not much. Then the other one I traded today that I'm swinging overnight is MMEDF. This psychedelic play. And I'm pretty sure this is a psychedelic play. I'm pretty sure this is a mushroom play, not a marijuana play, if I'm correct. I've traded this multiple times. So I just like that it creating this solid base or above like 260. It's kind of just in this channel here after having this huge run up to 5. And now we're finally starting to break out of that channel, out of this 330, high 330s, low 340 area. Doesn't have to be exact. Yeah, so just second green day, but we're breaking out of the channel. I like the volume that came midday when it broke out of this consolidation in this channel. And we got some nice higher lows. I took my position here at 355 after I made this higher low. The bid looked pretty strong. It looked like it wanted to continue higher, so I just took like 220 shares, super small size. Just looking to swing this a little bit more. Oh my goodness, my phone's being blown up. You guys hear that? That was my text tone right there. Pretty sweet, huh? It's actually kind of annoying if it goes off too many times. But yeah, it held pretty strong. I was loving this consolidation here at the high. And it had a quick washout to 360, held, and it bounced right back to 365 towards that consolidation and that day high. So this held really well, finished strong. Looking for a gap up and it's a slower mover too, if you can't tell. Just if you look in the past history, like each day, how each green candle has like how much it's gone up. Just do the percentage on it, and you can figure out, what kind of the average price range of each first green day is, or each, green day in general, and just seeing how much it really moves throughout the day. And so it's a slower mover for sure. And so I'm going to stay patient with this. I have my sell and stop sitting there. Good till cancel. I'm just going to try and not even look at this, and hopefully I just all of a sudden get the alert that I've sold it for. I believe it can get up to there. I'll set an alert probably for 390. I might just take it there just in case 4, because 4 is a whole number, and so it could be some kind of resistance level. Usually it's just a psychological kind of thing. Half numbers, whole numbers usually tend to, for some reason, be some type of support or resistance. Don't ask why, it's just how us humans are. So yeah, looking for a gap up on this. I'm thinking it can get close to 4. Other than that, I was just patient today. No real plays. One play I will go over is a BBIG listed. God dang it! Listed play. My buddies traded this in the morning. They nailed it. So my buddy Lucas Campos, the man, the legend. So what basically all this is it's a gap and crap reversal. Gaps up in the morning, 52-week breakout, and then in the morning it has this little dip here, gets a rip, starts making some higher lows. You can add it, and you can start buying in some of these higher lows, risking the bottom, and then you're basically just looking for that pre-market break as well. So like how I would play it is add into these higher lows here, get some starter positions in, risking the low of day, and you can add, get full size here on the pre-market break. My buddy Lucas played it. He just bought the 7 break, which is basically kind of it's the whole number. It's where it topped out at pre-market. Remember, it's not everything. This isn't exact, so it's not an exact science. So you don't have to be like, oh, the exact top here was at 782. That's the pre-market break. Like it basically topped out here at 7. 7 is where it had trouble. It's that whole number. So it made those highs here, pre-market, faded, got a little perk, dip, market open, rip, higher lows, get your starters in, risking the low, add here at 7, get your full size when it's breaking high, the pre-market high, and sell into this rip. So he bought it at 7, sold at 9. Absolutely beautiful play. And that's it. You're just looking for that single here, and this isn't a swing play or anything. This is just the move, and then you're out. That's it. Because then this is what happens after. Most of the time, unless just shorts just get dominated, and this is one of those stocks that go to frickin' 20. Happens, but they are more of a black swan. So don't always think that they're always going to do that. Just take your single, move on to the next one. But yeah, good little listed stock. Something I'm definitely going to want to start getting back into when I start my new job. I'll be starting work at around a couple hours after market open. I'm Pacific time, so market opens at 6:30, and I'll be starting work at 8. So that'll be amazing for me, because right now I start work at 6:30, and it just sucks. Cannot watch the market whatsoever in the morning. But yeah, these are the kind of dip and rips, gap and crap reversals that I will be watching in the future, and I will be tracking too. So very excited, very, very excited. Big stuff coming. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little video. Let's get after it. Take it easy.